So a new dinosaur movie, an actual horror dino flick, is set to be released this August, and its name is Primitive War. The most recent trailer showed a bunch of dinosaurs that somehow appeared out of nowhere and are now residing in Vulture Valley in Vietnam. And all of this is during the height of the Vietnam War in 1968. This story would follow a squad of soldiers, the Vulture Squad, which is sent on a rescue mission, and on that journey they would encounter quite a bunch of extinct creatures that are apparently alive again in the Cold War era in Southeast Asia. So the trailer for the movie showed 10 different species of dinosaurs and a pterosaur. These are the Deinonychus, the Tyrannosaurus rex, the Quetzalcoatlus, the Spinosaurus, which has taken the place of the Caprosuchus from the books. We also have the Triceratops, the Apatosaurus or Brontosaurus, the Maiasaura, the Corythosaurus, the Amargasaurus, the Amaurosaurus, and the Utahraptors, which have taken on a similar but way more horrific role of the Velociraptors from the Jurassic movies. So out of all these creatures, the ones that would actively hunt the Vulture Squad and the other humans are the T-Rex, the Spinosaurus, the Quetzalcoatlus, the Deinonychus, and the Utahraptors, the last which are the deadliest of them all to humans, as they are highly intelligent and very vindictive and very vengeful as well. They also work as a pack, more like a coordinated wolf pack that would track and patiently hunt the soldiers in the jungle. This is especially scary as they are 8 to 10 feet tall or 2.4 to 3 meters in height, 16 to 20 feet long or around 6.1 meters, and they would weigh between 500 and 1000 kilograms, that means between 1100 and 2200 pounds. They are also fast, agile, and armed with that sickle claw, that raptor sickle claw, with a skull length of 1.5 to 2 feet long, which means a massive jaw. However, we are not here to discuss them, but another dinosaur that was not shown in the trailer, but appeared briefly in the book and was described in detail in the bestiary edition of the novel. And according to that bestiary, the only thing more terrifying than a Utahraptor is the creature that hunts them. Yes, a raptor hunter, a raptor killer. This dinosaur is the Yutyrannus huali, towering at over 10 feet tall or 3 meters and stretching up to 29 feet long or almost 9 meters in length. The Yutyrannus huali stands as one of the most formidable predators ever documented in the valley. Despite their rarity, as only 2 specimens, a pair, have been discovered or observed by the researchers and the Vulture Squad, they have made a mark as the only species that actively hunts the hunters of the Vulture Squad. After we describe what the bestiary says about these dinosaurs, you would see them as ghosts of the jungle, specters that are silent, calculating, and surgically lethal. Now, in real-life paleontology, the Yutyrannus is a tyrannosaurid. It is an earlier ancestor or a cousin of the Tyrannosaurus rex. It is one of the largest known feathered dinosaurs ever to be discovered. Its fossils were unearthed in northeastern China and date back to the early Cretaceous period, about 125 million years ago approximately. The species name huali actually means beautiful in Mandarin, but in my opinion, it should have been named Jiming or lethal and deadly in that same Chinese language. The huali name is a nod to the creature's theoretical coating of long, beautiful filamentous feathers. These feathers are likely to have served for insulation, courtship display, and possibly even camouflage for hunting and hiding from larger carnivores. But in Primitive War in the valley, the feathers have evolved even further into something far more practical yet sinister. The feathers of the valley Yutyrannus huali are not just iridescent, they're also adaptive in their texture and shine. When examined under different lighting conditions, the feathers exhibit a striking ability to shift from gleaming emerald colors and gold hues to pitch black to non-reflective matte tones. The shifting coloration gives the Yutyrannus unparalleled camouflage across a variety of environments, from the bright canopy to the dark undergrowth. This means that they have adapted, or they give off the surrounding vegetation's coloration, and that makes them effectively invisible in any type of surrounding as long as the vegetation is thick. Then, in low light conditions, for example during dusk or dawn, when the light breaks in through scattered shafts through the jungle canopy, their feathers would adapt, they would shimmer and then vanish like oil on water, creating an almost supernatural visual distortion, like disappearing completely. So imagine the predator, from the Predator movies, the Yautja that was hunting Arnold Schwarzenegger. This alien has an invisibility cloak, but that's almost the same or exactly how the Yutyrannus huali hunts in the undergrowth and forest floor by using its feathers. Then again, in the cover of night or behind shadows, they vanish completely again as these feathers would absorb light and hide a dinosaur's scent as well. It is also theorized that due to the nature of their feathers and the thickness of their plumage, that these Yutyrannus would hide well from thermal scanners, which makes them even effectively invisible in the infrared spectrum. So imagine them as a small Indominus Rex, but with feathers. Overall, the Yutyrannus species are anatomically superior over the Utahraptors, who are the main dinosaur antagonists in the novel and in the upcoming movie. Unlike their sleeker, more agile rivals, or should I say victims or prey, the Yutyrannus is a more heavily built predator, tipping the scales at over 1.5 tons, which means it is twice as heavy as an average Utahraptor. Its skull is also over 3 feet in length, which makes it longer and more robust than a Utahraptor's smaller and sleeker head. The head is also equipped with deeper set muscle anchors, which grants them a bone-crushing bite force. Where the Utahraptors rely on sickle claws and coordinated pack tactics, the Yutyrannus favors stealth, ambush, and surgical yet heavy-handed strikes. Like the T-Rex, which are like its larger cousins, these dinosaurs possess keen senses of smell and sight, which they use actively to hunt down the Utahraptors and also other prey. Combined with a higher than expected intelligence for a non-avian theropod, the Yutyrannus appears capable of planning ambushes, stalking prey, and even exhibiting tactical behavior such as isolating the Utahraptor juveniles or even egg clutches. Unlike many apex predators who take what they get or what they need and move on, the Yutyrannus appears to have developed a specific taste, if not a vendetta, against the Utahraptors of the valley. They have a long-term memory, which is evident here, and they regard the Utahraptors the same way lions view hyenas, not just as an irritant, but as a species that competes in the same niche. And maybe the Utahraptors have in the past killed their offsprings, and that drives their vengeance. This ongoing conflict may be an emergent form of ecological control as well, or an evolved instinct to kill rival species, or maybe as a behavioral trait. The relationship mirrors real-life world predator rivalries, like the lions and hyenas, or like killer whales and great white sharks. So in a nutshell, in the Vulture Valley of Vietnam in 1968, the Yutyrannus is not just a predator, but maybe it is nature's reset button on the Utahraptors. While flocks of these raptors dominate as these hyper-aggressive mesopredators with their numbers and coordination, the Yutyrannus pair in turn hunts them. This is possible as they are larger, stronger, and they are equipped with these iridescent adaptive feathers that cloaks their approach as they invade nests, devours eggs and infants, and also slays adults in silent ambushes. This focused predation mimics a form of ecological pruning by which nature has tried to correct the anomaly after the failed USSR particle collider experiment that brought these extinct creatures back from the past into the more recent past, let's say, thus somewhat restoring balance by thinning the raptor populations. Anyway, with that we end this video. Now if you like this one, then watch this other one too, the one in the end screens, and do also check our channel for other content. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, fam.